Repossession. The Repo Men. Dude, I just remembered this TV show called Operación Repo.
Oh,
they would run into poor Hispanic families' homes and just fucking start beating the shit out of them. They're like, this is my fucking laptop now. And then they'd run out. And it was
I made my last payment. Take it out with the dealer.
Honestly. And it was like they were getting...
Beats the shit out of him.
They were getting fucking shaken down by like Deardens and like Curaçao. It's like, who sent you? And the guy with all the broken fingers. And, who sent you? And he's like, La Curaçao sends their regards. Dude, that shit was crazy. I don't know. I mean...
It really was wild, though.
It's basically cops, but... Well, I don't want to say cops for minorities because there's already minorities and stuff on cops.
I was going to say, basically all the people that get like...
the shit beat out of them on a regular basis.
Yeah.
But worse. Now they're taking their shit on top of that. Yeah, that was...
Cops is where you go to see someone get murdered legally. And then Repo, Operación Repo is where you go see someone get stolen from legally. They get jacked. Legally.
Legit, dude, civil forfeiture. Dumbest shit ever. How cops can just legally take your shit. And then they're like, well, we don't have any probable cause. We don't have any charges. You're not actually being arrested. You're not being charged with anything.
But
there's nothing on record. But it's suspicious, yeah. Sir, why were you traveling with $8,000 in cash? Well, I was going to go buy a used car, and my son is here, and we actually have the record of us withdrawing the money earlier today. And we have the text messages here proving that we're going to meet this guy from Craigslist, and he's going to sell us a used car, and it's certified and everything. Mm-hmm. That sounds fucking suspicious. Hand that cash over right now.
And they bought a margarita machine. Like, they have no limits on how they can spend that money.
No fucking shame.
They literally bought a margarita machine with that money. Like, it's so fucking stupid. Like, they had to stand up in front of like an inquiry or whatever the fuck. Like, hey, what did you do? And they were like, oh, we bought a margarita machine.
With the civil forfeiture money. The money we stole from citizens.
Yeah. And then like the court was like, don't you think that's a little bit misappropriation? I don't think so. I think the margarita machine helps the officers work better. I'm like, what?
They're drinking on the job. Yeah. Not only are we beating minorities, but you also get to drink on the job. Join the cops now.
Their official uniform should just be the wife beater.
Dude, legit, the wife beater, but they're going to be wearing a black one, and it's going to be called the minority beater.
Exactly.
That's what it is. Yeah, you wear the white one, it's a wife beater. You wear the black one, it's a minority beater. You wear a little cop's badge right there. Mommy, I get to beat up minorities when I'm older. Isn't that great, Timmy? It's funny how you think of the same. It's always the same name. It's always Timmy, Billy, Jimmy. Always the little Immy. Like, their name can't be Joseph, get over here. No, it's Jimmy. And it's like, it's not...
if it's Joseph, it'd be like Joseph Joestar, and then just a muscular dude comes out of nowhere.
Exactly, and the stand from behind. Boom. I've never seen JoJo, but for some reason I know all the references from memes and stuff.
Dude, I started... Dude, literally, like, if you actually watch the show, it's literally just memes.
The entire thing.
The entire show is just memes.
It's like the Leonardo DiCaprio where you're like... I saw that.
Yeah, like every 3 seconds, it's like, oh, that's another meme. Oh, that's another meme. Oh, that's another meme.
I can't beat the shit out of you without getting closer. Oh, you dare approach me?
It was me, Dio.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess
so good.
It's like, isn't it like so 7 seasons long or something?
Yeah, I think so. It's technically not seasons. They technically don't have seasons.
Like they have anthologies or whatever it is.
They have parts.
That's a lazy way to say season.
Part 1 JoJo is literally and it's not like a single JoJo. It's the Joestar family. That's the main character of the show. Because the main character of part 1 is how do you call it? It's the original one. It's Jonathan Joestar. And he's the one where everything starts with, and he's like the adopted. No, Dio was the adopted brother of him, and other stuff, and they fight and stuff, and then Dio comes back later, and then you have Joseph Joestar, his grandson, and then you have Josuke Joestar, Joseph's grandson. So like basically all the cool shit skips a generation, and so like you always end up like with like a JoJo eventually in the family line.
Okay, so it's like Joseph and his son Tom, and Tom's son Josuke.
Yeah,
like his first son Josuke, his second son Broski, his third son Kowalski. Yeah, that feels like anime names. I mean,
it is anime. That is Kowalski. Give me a report, Kowalski.
Honestly,
no, that's Madagascar.
No, that's what I'm saying. No, it's like Kowalski analysis. It's like what a Japanese person thinks American names are. Have you ever seen that meme? Or it's like, time to pop on the laptop. So, it was a baseball game. where he's like,
oh my god, that's such a long password.
Dude, I know. It's so easy to remember a password if you make it like a phrase or something, and people always go, how do you remember that? If you make it like random numbers and random letters, you can think of a sequence of 8 letters, but it's easier to guess. But if you like for example, if you're like Magic the Gathering, Modern Horizons, you make that your password.
My
super long password, right?
Yeah.
And then it's like no one's gonna think of that specific phrase, you know. And also on top of that phrase, which letters did you capitalize? Which ones did you not capitalize? Did you capitalize the whole thing? Like,
wait, but didn't Edward Snowden, wasn't he like, yeah, you're not supposed to make passwords a phrase. They're super easy to guess.
The longer it is, the harder it is for them to crack. But also, like, you can guess it, sure, but how are you gonna guess another example, right? Like I was reading stuff off the boxes there, but I'm like, another example, if you're like, my favorite cake is chocolate, and they're like, oh, his favorite cake is chocolate. Type in chocolate cake. Type in cake chocolate. Imagine how many times someone tries to guess, and on top of that, passwords are gonna stop.
Yeah,
they're gonna lock up after a few guesses. So if they're like, it's not just like you see on NCIS where they're like, what did he love? He loved terriers. Oh, what color was his terrier? His terrier was brown. Brown terrier. I'm in. You know, like
Veronica Mars status.
Yeah, that's some like dumb shit like that, or where like another scene on NCIS where they start typing. Both 2 people on one keyboard. You hear that shot?
I don't think that was a shot. I think that was the coffee overheating.
The coffee exploded? Oh my god. The coffee exploded, people.
The coffee exploded all
right. Well, the coffee, I think that pop might have been the coffee exploding. We'll take a minute to thank our sponsors. We don't have any. But technically we do. We do have one sponsor, Anchor. So yeah, we'll take a second to thank them. Thank you guys. Alrighty then. Still waiting for Edward to get back. But in case of anything, we also have got, if you're watching this right now on YouTube, we've also got video podcasts up on Spotify as well. Brand new feature. We'll be releasing clips as well to make it a little more digestible. You know, if you watch the whole thing throughout the day or whatever, hey, that's perfect. That's what we're looking for. But we'll also be releasing clips and stuff just to get a little more exposure. Clips you can share with people too, like 3 to 4 minute clips, maybe 10-minute long clip if it's like a longer discussion. But that way, you know, like I said, shareable little clips. You're like, hey, these guys are pretty funny. Share that little clip right there, 3 minutes of us going for like 5 minutes, and then if they like that, they can then come back to the channel and watch the entire 17-hour catalog that we've got. It's more like 88 hours, almost 90 hours of footage actually. I think we actually recorded more than 90 hours of footage in total, but sometimes we just lost the files or just fucked up the video, fucked up the audio, and we're like, it doesn't matter. This episode doesn't matter. Are you doing our
sponsorship for Backblaze?
For what?
For Backblaze?
I don't know what that is. I don't know what that one is. What's Backblaze?
It's a service that it's like a cloud storage service. No?
I don't know.
It's like one of the most popular like cloud storage services. Like you like install it, and like it automatically creates a copy of all the stuff on your computer. And so if your computer ever dies or something, they'll send you a hard drive with all your files on it that you had right before the crash.
That's crazy. How would they even? You have to be connected to the internet, of course, right?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, that makes sense.
You have like it's a program you download, and they'll create a copy of your entire desktop, basically, on their cloud servers. They have like petabytes of data, and you get you pay I don't know, like $10 a year or some shit. I don't know the prices. I'm not actually sponsored by them. I just see a lot of YouTube, so I see a lot of their sponsorship ads all over the place.
That's crazy. What was that?
Alexa.
Reminder, take my medication.
Oh, I was about to tell Alexa to shut the fuck up, but
yeah.
Reminder, take my
Oh
medication.
no.
I don't want to take my medication. I don't want to lose all my friends. Look at you.
Imagine. Oh, Jesus.
And you just start fading away.
Fade into the frame. Well.
All right. So what should I drink? Ice cold or blistering hot?
Combine
them.
Combine them. No, I'm kidding. You're gonna make a mess. I already saw it. I saw it.
You foretold.
I literally had a "That's So Raven" future moment where I was like, "No, Don't combine them. You're gonna mess up everything. And then the time stream explodes.
Oh, I was thinking Phoebus Apollo gifted you with the gift of prophecy for a second.
No, I don't know who that is. Who's Phoebus Apollo? I know Regis Philbin. That's
Regis
it.
Philbin.
Yeah.
Regis Philbin as the god Apollo.
Yeah. Phoebin Apollo. Sorry, Philbin Apollo. Regis
Philbin Apollo.
But anyways, back to the Japanese
Reginald.
game. Yeah. So there was an old Japanese console game, Fighting Baseball, and it had some creative fake names for the players, right? This is what American names must sound like in Japan, where it's like Sleeve McDykel, Onsen Suimi, Darold Archideld, Anatoly Smorin, Ray McScriff,
Excuse me, what?
Glen Allen Mixon, Mario McErlwain.
I'm sorry. I know you're having fun saying all that, but there's a name there that says Mike Trunk.
Mike Truck. Dean Westry, Shone Furcoat, Scott Dirk, Jeremy Gride,
Dandleton?
Todd Bonzales. The one Mexican. Bonzales.
You know, they had to throw in some Hispanic ones there for flavor.
Exactly.
You know?
You got
The white names didn't have any spices on them, so they had to.
You've got the Italian name Anatoly Smorin. You've got the American Dean Westry. You got Mike Truck. And then you've got Todd Bonzales. Tim Sandali? Wait. Dwight Rorchugel.
Dwight.
Or not
Schrute.
Not even Dwight, that's Dwigged.
Oh, do it.
They missed the H. Dwigged Rorchugel. So is this what it sounds like when like American people are talking? It's like, oh, it's a lot of R's and stuff like that. And it's like...
It's like...
No, that's Mexicans.
That's Mexicans.
Yeah. That just reminded me of the video where it's like what things sound like to other people. Let me find it.
Hey, CGP Grey.
Yeah. What languages sound like to foreigners? Let me see. So basically the video is about like, oh, this guy has mastered dozens of languages, right? And he's making up gibberish, I think, right?
Don spreaded must on Sprexter and tricks on Anti-Pally and Ponwalk and Linsburn. In his time, elf spruce to spiel a tell for spine. Thanks for listening. Breeze to Von Martin the dog at your rest. Ain't really feeling you call that trout, huh, Timbo? Quale stazione in particolato, legando il Benetto chiamati lo manevato, chi prese bene quale lato risata.
So this is all gibberish. Like it's all, you're not having a stroke.
Yeah, I was like, what?
Yeah,
Am I not like, what?
You're not having a stroke. It is all gibberish for sure. But this is what it sounds like to foreigners, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when you're hearing the English, your brain tries to pick out stuff, but you're like, well, it sounds like English, but it's not English because it is gibberish. And that's why also he's adding like the accents and stuff like that to show what it sounds like to other people
Who don't speak the language.
Exactly. So I mean, we'll see if it's accurate. If you guys think this is accurate, make sure to smash that motherfucking like button.
I am the accurate.
Send us your thoughts. So it's Italian, right? I'm just gonna overlay it later.
Oh, I know.
Edward, stop playing with your dongle.
This microphone is my new dong.
Stop.
Just. Imagine now. All I can think about is like converting this into like a strap-on.
Oh no.
It's just like imagine this $70 microphone. Instead, it's like.
Oh no. It's a very very expensive.
That way you could hear every sound when you play it back.
Dude, that's what you need to do that on a Blue Yeti mic because the Blue Yeti's more
surround sound. You gotta get that surround sound.
It picks up
Hook
a
it up
lot
to your speakers.
more. It's Asmer. And now today, guys, we're gonna be playing.
But that one's too thick. Oh,
Asmer in my asshole.
Asshole Asmer.
Asshole Asmer. Asshole Asmer. That's it. That's the title. Well, actually, no. I was just saying it's not technically the title because technically the title was gonna be the Daredevil.
Hawkeye.
Why did I say Daredevil? Hawkeye. Okay, we'll get to Hawkeye in a bit. let's finish this video.
Risata. Sì, pero una tita attraverso questa azione fuori in un governo alla quale mehrere können verplanen wäre sus Contactos con supplicata. Sí. Steine strankt und mich verlachen. Uns Reichstein ist in ganz blachen Wagen auf Banko kleines und gefrankt.
You know, my friend actually knows how to speak German.
Legitimate German?
Legitimate German. I can't even stick to my Duolingo lessons.
Duolingo be like, take your lessons and die.
Dude, I swear.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Like, it's like I understand he's doing gibberish on purpose.
Yeah.
But I can't help but cringe being like, oh, is this acceptable? But it's the whole point of the video is to be
It's the whole point of the video, and it's not like he's just doing that, but it is cringe seeing a white guy just be like,
yeah, I can't even do it. And like,
yeah, it's
can't even
like,
bring myself to say. I swear he said balls.
balls.
He's basically exaggerating all the intonations that you would hear in a
Yeah.
language. That's
Yeah.
why it makes it sound like it's foreigners, but everyone who speaks his languages is gonna be like, oh, I understand it.
Yeah.
Or I mean,
I
or it's
totally
not
know
really.
what Indonesians mean.
Indonesians.
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 Oh, Indonesians. Wait, Indonesians in the language? Sounds kind of racist.
Wait, what?
I don't know if that's how you pronounce that. Or maybe I'm just being stupid.
No, it's Indonesian.
Indonesian?
Yeah, Indonesian. Like the country of Indonesia.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
That's like Indonesians in a language.
Well, because there's several languages. He was speaking Hindi in that one, so that was one. Like that was that
No, but
language.
wait. Okay, so I'm so confused now.
Okay.
I'm absolutely 100%
Abstinent.
completely lost.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Go.
Yes, that too. Forever.
What?
No, but
What you got?
I kind of lost my train of thought. Not gonna lie. I was thinking about a joke and then it just fell out of my ear. No, but like, it makes me think that there's people inside of a language. When you say Indonesians in a language, 'cause Indonesia, like Indonesians in a language.
What do you mean? I don't understand.
Well, because you were saying that like he's exaggerating the Indonesians in the
The
language.
intonation.
Intonations. Yeah, but you said I think I heard Indonesians in a language, and I'm like, what?
No,
I'm like, back
intonations.
up for a second.
He's
What'd you
exaggerating
just
the intonations. Like when you're like, because like he was doing for the Spanish speakers, he was doing like the voth, and he was like making like this, the C's and Z's turned to a TH, and like with French, he was doing the baguette. Yeah. And then with the other language, yeah, just basically making them sound very exaggerated, so you can hear like, is that what it's supposed to sound like? Maybe, but if you speak the language, you go, am I having a stroke?
Yeah,
but it's no, you aren't having a stroke. Don't worry.
You are the stroke.
Exactly. You are now gonna have a stroke in 3, 2, 1.
Flashing light.
Oh no, epilepsy warning. You get fucking epilepsy. Oh no. Oh dude, like there's this
an epilepsy warning with flashing lights. That way they can be really aware.
Warning, you will have epilepsy after this. Warning, warning, warning. And the people on the floor just,
oh my god, that's so bad.
Like that reminds me of the episode in The Simpsons where they're like, oh, it's that one episode that was banned for giving your own epilepsy. And they're like, it's like Power Rangers or something. Like it's a joke on like Power Rangers or Pokemon.
It was
one
Pokemon,
of those.
I think Pokemon had the Porygon episode or something.
Maybe. There's probably more than one.
I don't think it actually did. Like I think that's like one of those like urban legends.
Mm-hmm.
I think there was an episode that could have given people epilepsy, the Porygon episode, but it didn't, or it was exaggerated. Like what actually happened was exaggerated.
Oh no, it was a Japanese cartoon, 1997. That was old.
Pokemon, told you.
That's hilarious. Yeah.
I don't think it was like a real thing, though. I think it was like an exaggerated thing.
No. In a national survey, the Tokyo Fire Department found that at least 618 children had suffered convulsions, vomiting, irritated eyes, and other symptoms after watching Pokemon. 111 people were still hospitalized Wednesday morning, December 17th, 1997, from the, CNN Interactive World News.
Yeah.
That's crazy. We're shocked to hear so many children were taken to hospitals, Uramoto said. The TV Tokyo spokesman, Hiroshi Uramoto, said that a later broadcast of the show, scheduled for 30 other stations nationwide, had been canceled, and that an investigation was underway. News reports blamed a scene in the cartoon that featured an exploding vaccine bomb set off to destroy a computer virus, followed by 5 seconds of flashing red light in the eyes of Pikachu, a rat-like creature that is the show's most popular character. Dude, it's weird.
Rat-like creature.
hearing
Oh my God.
them talk about things. I mean, they don't even know what it is, right? Like,
No.
obviously nowadays you go, yeah, it was because Pikachu was flashing, and it was like, oh, that makes sense because of just how much it was a worldwide phenomenon, right? This is 1997, though, so people, obviously
Yeah,
people
I
don't
think
know
like
just yet.
Pokemon or Pikachu specifically is like the third most well-known brand or some shit.
I would
Right after
argue-
like Hello Kitty.
Oh, maybe recognizable. Like, I'm pretty sure number one though is probably like Spider-Man. Honestly,
Oh,
like,
yeah,
and
yeah,
you go to
yeah.
anywhere in the
Spider-Man, Batman is one, or like one or two of like the most
popular
well-known.
characters,
Yeah,
yeah.
but then there's like Hello Kitty. Like it's right up there. Like Pikachu's
Brands.
right up there.
It's
Like
probably
Pikachu
brands.
has their own plane.
Yeah.
Like once you get like they have like armed security delivering new Pokemon cards
Exactly.
to Japan. It's like
When you get to that point, you
Yeah.
know you've done something right.
yeah.
So, yeah, that's crazy. Parents should be made aware of the danger. The networks should definitely think of issuing a health warning beforehand. That's crazy. There's a possibility of photosensitive epilepsy or group hysterics. The children must have been totally immersed in the program, which makes sense. I mean, imagine how many times are you as a kid watching a TV show or movie and you're just like, oh my God. And then it cuts and you're like, wait, that was it. And you're like, I'm back in the real world. And you look around and you're like, everything looks like too real. Like, why am I not
Dude,
animated?
that was me on Tuesday midnight, or like right going from Tuesday to Wednesday when Hawkeye came out.
Oh, dude.
Right at the end of that shit.
Amazing segue, by the way, because now Hawkeye, we're reviewing episode 5. Spoiler alert, if you haven't seen it. I mean, hopefully you've seen it by now because it's
Yeah.
been like at least a week or so. But watch
It's
Hawkeye.
been 2 days.
No, I'm saying when this
Oh,
comes
when
out.
this comes out, yeah. I was
By
like,
the time this comes
what?
out.
They haven't been there. It's been 2 days.
But they're not
watching
here
this?
right now. If you're here right now, then you listen to the spoilers. It doesn't matter.
Exactly.
But if you're watching this, pause it, go watch it, come back. Point is,
Jerk off a little bit, give it some time.
rub it out, pull your pork,
Yeah.
and basically, spoiler alert. I mean, like I said, it's probably been a
Equal
week.
opportunity pork pulling.
Exactly. So, spoiler alert. Hawkeye, episode 5.
I just realized you're in incognito mode. Why are you in incognito mode?
No, I have it on dark
What
mode.
are you hiding from me?
I have it on dark mode. It's
Are
dark
you
mode.
cheating on me?
I'm
No.
logged in. It's dark mode.
Do you have
It's
a
dark mode.
podcast with another couple? Did you abandon me?
Michael, they found out. He bursts out through there. Oh no. Dark mode.
Anyway.
So it is in dark mode.
Alright, dark mode.
Yeah. So well, that's crazy. It actually happened for Pokemon.
That's
so
cray.
Hawkeye episode 5. Let's get the whole big thing out of the way. Fucking Kingpin.
Fucking like okay, so when it happened, like we were watching, right, and I was just chill. And he was like, "Oh, that's the dude I was worried about. That's why I was like that."
Okay.
And I like, and then they showed the picture, and it's fucking Kingpin, and I just go, "Ugh." I literally like threw myself like
Dude.
me and my girlfriend were like it was cold, like it was like in the middle of the night, it was like 1 a.m. or like 1:40 already. And it was butt fuck freezing, and so we were just there like coming
Chilling,
like on the
just
floor,
chilling,
we're just watching, and I immediately just jumped out and like went halfway across the room, just like, ah,
Dude.
how did I not think of that? Like the second, like I felt so ashamed
For
because
not connecting the pieces.
for not connecting the pieces, because it's like. They said it multiple times. That it was like, oh, the big boss, and
Yeah.
I'm like, and it's New York, it's the big
You're in
boss,
fucking New York.
tracksuit mafia. Who
Yeah.
else could it be? There's literally no one. Maybe Hammerhead, but like,
I'm so
we're not
glad.
gonna use Hammerhead.
I'm so glad I'm ignorant on like the tracksuit mafia and Hawkeye lore, because then I would have probably spoiled it for me because I wasn't expecting it. But literally, like I'm the same way. I'm so glad I was ignorant. I'm so glad I didn't like look up any spoilers, nothing like that. I literally saw it. Same exact thing. We're watching it together. They're like, "Oh, that's the guy," and I like same thing. We're like eating,
Yeah.
we're just eating calmly, and I'm just like watching, and then it's like, "That's the guy," and I was like, "Oh, interesting." After the fight scenes, whatever. And then because the first thing was, we would already theorize like, oh, maybe the mom's the bad guy, right? Like that's the big boss or something, right? And he's like, oh, your mom is the one who did it. And I was like, oh, we called it. Nice. And then we're watching it like, oh, with him, and he's the one I was worried about. And he's like Kingpin, and I was like, I literally fucking screamed.
Yes.
I literally screamed. Yes. Dude, my girl was like, what the fuck? You're so loud.
That's what my girl said too.
I was going like, Kingpin. Holy shit. Motherfucking Kingpin. And like the little blurry image. And I was like, that's what I've been looking for.
Just like
in the name of the Lord. Everyone shall watch Kingpin. Everyone shall watch Vincent D'Onofrio as Kingpin.
Immediately turned to a Southern Baptist
exactly.
Just,
say
that. It starts speaking in tongues.
I was literally fucking convulsing, dude.
Yes.
Because I was like, the big boss, Kingpin.
The big boss, Kingpin.
Like, you seen that?
Kingpin.
Like the meme of Joey on Friends.
Oh.
It's like sitting there. What? Fucking
What?
Kingpin? We gotta do our clickbait faces now with Kingpin, right? Where you go, Kingpin. Oh shit, dude. Literally. Man.
Like, holy mother of shit.
Legit, dude. That was insane though, like actually insane. Because
well, is what I meant, like, it's not even the lore of the Tracksuit Mafia. I'm not super sure if there's any lore for Tracksuit Mafia. I think that's just like the Russian gang that they use in the show. But it's
they're like,
is it? They're like a thing in Marvel?
Yeah, I was gonna say they're an actual thing, and they were, because I was reading the comments. They're like, oh man, I love this version of the Tracksuit Mafia, and how they're all going like bro, just like in the comics.
Yeah,
because you know how they're like, trust the bro, and like, oh bro, I found her, bro, like that.
Yeah,
when she crashes
yeah,
to the ceiling in the other episode. But yeah, like it's already been a thing.
Oh, okay.
But that's what I'm saying.
I didn't know. I didn't realize.
I'm so glad I don't know.
I didn't know anything. No, but like
ignorance is bliss.
The thing is that like Kingpin is obviously the kingpin of
He's
all
Kingpin.
organized crime of
New York.
So it's like, obviously Tracksuit Mafia is organized crime.
Yeah.
How did I
miss it?
How did I miss it?
I don't know.
There's no one else the big boss could be aside from Kingpin.
I've got
There's
liquid for
literally
brains.
no one else. What?
There's one slow gear in there, and it's not turning.
It's not turning. It was there like kruk, 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 not even connecting.
Everyone else is like, well, duh. Obviously, he
Yeah.
had to be the boss of all the mafia people, and I'm here like, I'm glad I didn't know. It was such a good surprise.
I was so surprised. I was
The
like,
fucking-
what the
yeah.
absolute shit?
dude. I know, and like my brain went like it was going a million miles an hour. I was like, Kingpin,
Daredevil.
I'm gonna slow it. I'm gonna
Spider-Man.
slow it down for everyone. But Kingpin, Daredevil, Spider-Man, and spoiler alert once again, if you guys haven't seen any leaks about Spider-Man, skip over the next few seconds.
Yeah.
But there was a leaked image of Charlie Cox with Spider-Man, and that's Charlie Cox
didn't know
Daredevil. Oh, Edward.
I didn't know that.
It's
It's
one
fine.
thing.
It was one
yeah.
thing. I mean,
Okay.
honestly, in
not
the
gonna
grand
ruin-
scheme of things, it doesn't matter. I honestly don't really care about spoilers.
Yeah, but I mean, I the only reason I don't like them is because like I don't want the fun of the movie. Like if someone had leaked Kingpin to come out, I would have been like, oh, they were right, you know, like because you've seen the leaked Toby things and stuff, right? Some other things, or no? Where they're like,
yeah.
oh, he's in the thing, he's not in the thing, but it's like really low quality, and so you don't
I've
really
seen
know,
that.
right? It could have been Photoshop, anything at all, right? But also like that doesn't ruin the movie either because I don't know. Are they gonna be? Is there gonna be a cameo, or is it gonna be a whole thing? Like, who's gonna like? What's gonna be everything in the whole movie? I don't know what the movie's about.
Yeah.
Still,
But here's my thing on spoilers. It's like, if spoilers are able to ruin your movie and to like lower the quality of watching the movie, I don't think you made a particularly good movie. In my personal opinion,
Well,
if spoilers are, because like it goes back to that old like Hitchcock thing where it's like, if it's like the bomb, it's like the bomb analogy. If you hide a bomb inside of a scene and then you explode it at the end, you get 3 seconds of surprise, and then your viewers can't rewatch it. But if you already like
Tell them
start
there
out
was
with
a
telling
bomb.
there's a bomb there, you have
But they don't know where the
45
bomb
minutes of
is.
suspense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Even
mean-
if you tell them where the bomb is, if you tell them the bomb is right in the center, they have 45 minutes of suspense. And when they rewatch the thing again, they're still going to have that 45 minutes of suspense because they still, they already have the information that the bomb's going to explode.
Are they though? Because it's kind of like with horror movies. Like if I've seen a horror movie, there's no suspense if I know there's a sequel. There's no suspense if I've already seen it, especially if I've already seen it. Because I'm like, I don't think it's that it's not a good movie, because there can definitely be twists and turns in amazing. Like, dude, Empire Strikes Back. No, I am your father. Everyone in the theater goes berserk right back in the 1970s. But of course, for us, there was not. It wasn't a twist. It's still a good movie on its own, but I'm 100% sure it would have been a lot better. Kind of like, remember when we talked about Batman vs Superman? How it's like, I would have liked to see Doomsday as a surprise.
Yeah.
But they showed too much in the trailer. Like the Matrix 2 trailer, sorry, the Matrix, the second trailer came out. I read the comments and it said, this shows a little too much. If you don't want to spoil it. And I was like, okay, no. Because I want to find out on my own as I'm watching the movie. Because it's not that it ruins the movie. Like, obviously, Spider-Man's still going to be a good movie even if I get spoiled. But I like that experience of going with everyone else in the audience.
Yeah.
Awesome. Like, I got Venom, the Venom thing. I got it spoiled. The trailer, the end credit scene.
Oh, the credits
because it was just on Instagram. And I clicked on it, and it was like a little blurry thing, and I was like, "What?" And I swiped, and it was like he appears, and I was like, "Oh shit!" Like, it kind of did ruin that moment for me. Obviously, the movie's still a good movie because that's just an end credit scene, right? But when I'm watching it, everyone's going, "Wow!" and I'm like, "Yeah, it was true." And I was like, "Damn!" Like, I want that feeling of awesome, because there can be great movies where you're like, "Oh my god, he's gonna get them," but for example, Jurassic Park. I've seen the movie like a bunch of times, right?
Yeah.
But because I like the action of it, I like the storyline and everything. It's a very good movie, right? The animatronics still hold up after so many years. CGI still holds up. It's a good movie that holds up to the test of time, right?
Yeah, it's still a good movie no matter what.
And then and then I can rewatch it because of that, because it's a good movie. But I'm not going to go, oh my god, the kids are going to die, I'm so scared. It's like, you're not scared because the kids are going to die. You're scared because of the imposing size of the creature that you're like, oh my god, I can imagine myself there right now as a scared child and like this huge fucking thing, It's not like, well, I know the kids aren't going to die, so there's no suspense. It's not like that. It's like, I know the kids aren't going to die, but it's still crazy seeing like that thing attacking them. Same thing with I would say even with Alien, with Predator. Yeah, at the end of the movie, or well, if you've seen them, spoiler alert for Predator. If you've
20-year-old movie.
Yeah,
it's more than 20-year-old movie.
No, it's like 40 years old
40
now.
years old
that
now.
shit came out like 80 something. Point is, he kills the Predator at the end. And the Predator goes a little suicide bomb thing to try and explode, right? But it's still cool watching the journey. That kind of movie where you're watching the journey, even if you know what the outcome is, can be good. But in reference to spoiler alerts, when I'm watching a movie in theaters, I want that feeling of, I'm going to watch it with everyone else at the same time.
You want to find out at the same time, because I'm pretty sure you still had but it's just you had it by yourself.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, like the examples you used are perfect. And I completely understand that, like wanting to have that experience in the theater. That's completely the thing. This is not my own personal thing towards spoilers, where it's like in general, like I feel like obviously, you respect other people's things. They don't want to get spoiled. Don't spoil them. Don't be a dickhead.
Yeah.
But for me personally, it's kind of like those examples I use are perfect. Like the reason why Doomsday needed to be a surprise for that movie to work is because the movie itself was kind of bad.
That's true.
Like the reason why Doomsday would have been such a good surprise is because the movie is bad. If the movie was good, like Jurassic Park level quality, it wouldn't matter if they had spoiled the Doomsday. It would have been like, okay, that's a small missed, thing. But like you view Jurassic Park. Like, I have not seen Batman vs Superman since we saw it in the theaters, all those years ago.
Yeah,
I've not seen it once. Why? Because it's not good. I personally didn't think it was good.
The other thing though is also they kind of rely on him too much in that. You know how they say, like, for good horror movies, for good, like, action movies or stuff like that, you don't really show the monster because it's like you said, you want them to be afraid of the monster without even having seen it. Like, the mystery of the monster is what makes it scary. Like, the first Cloverfield, A Quiet Place, a bunch of stuff.
Everything,
like the Invisible Man, the fucking 1930
Man.
movie. It was crazy because you couldn't see him and you're like, oh my god, he could kill us at any moment. Even the new Invisible Man was pretty good, too.
The new Invisible Man was honestly a little bit better, because it touches more on, like...
The technology side? Or
well, no, more on, like, what it would be like. Like, it touches more on basically, like, abuse. Basically, like, real life issues instead of just, like, spooky.
It's like, imagine you have an abusive boyfriend. He's got fucking superpowers.
Yeah, he can find you wherever you are.
Yeah.
And he can be anywhere, like... Like they really capture like the paranoia that would induce.
That's why
he can literally be anywhere, anywhere in the world. He could be right next to you and you'd never know.
It's like a combination of Gaslight and the
Stalking
Invisible Man.
and like,
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah, because he's literally like, of course he's gonna be gaslighting her because he's gonna be like, oh, you were the one who killed her, blah blah blah, because of the knife and stuff, and she's making him feel crazy, and then it's like, what do you mean he died? And he's like, no, he didn't die, and it's like, there's a dead body, and it's like,
dude,
that one was another good one.
Yeah, that one was
but
a good
I mean, like.
And like that's the thing, like with the Invisible Man, you know that the villain's power set, you know what the villain's doing, you know what it is, but it's a good film, so it doesn't really matter that you're spoiled about some of the aspects of it.
Yeah, I guess.
And like you said with Jurassic Park, maybe at the first time you watch it, you're scared because the kids might die. But the intimidating factor, like the fear in those parts, still exists because the overall movie is really well made, so you don't lose anything, even if you get spoiled.
Yeah,
that's always my thing. It's it's really sucks when you get spoiled about something cool, like in Venom. Obviously, like it sucks because it ruins part of the aspect.
Comic treats, basically.
Yeah. But the overall film, if it's good, it's not gonna matter. It's either going to enhance the film or it's gonna it's only going to be good rather than, there was this great moments in the theaters.
Yes. Yeah, I feel like it's just...
And like the I Am Your Father thing too. Like, in the theaters in 1970...
Whatever
the fuck. They were like, oh my God. It
was crazy. And like nobody knew about it. And it's like if you spoiled it, like... I feel like...
But the scene is so well made right now that like when you first watch it or when you watch it, you already know. Everyone already knows.
Wouldn't that ruin the movie though if you think about it? Because if you think about it, Darth Vader's just this mystical, like spooky guy. But if you go into the movie knowing he's his dad, you're kind of like, I kind of understand his motivations of trying to like bring him over and stuff. Yeah. But you don't understand anything beforehand. Like you're like, join me. And it's like, why does he want him to join you? And it's like, he killed his dad. Like you're like, and he's like, no, I'm your dad. And you're like, oh shit.
Yeah, no, but it changes the experience. But it's still a good experience.
I don't know.
The experience is different. It is different. You can't say that it's not different. Like that's one thing. Like if you get the experience you get spoiled and post spoiled is different because like. When you before how do you call it, you're like, oh my God, like what is he doing, why is he not just murdering Luke or whatever, but then once you know that
you're like,
Darth Vader's Luke's father, that's like, oh my God, he's trying to keep his family together, he's trying to cover up, he's trying to
protect him,
right wrongs that he's done, this is the start of his redemption, like this is the start of him becoming Anakin again. It recontextualizes everything, but it's still good, like, and now you watch it with that understanding and it doesn't ruin the film in the slightest. Like it enhances the film. Like I would say knowing that Darth Vader is Luke's father makes the film better because you start to understand some of his previous actions. You start understanding these extra character interactions that were happening without you knowing.
I guess that makes sense.
But it is different, and that's the thing. That's the thing. It's not worse. It doesn't ruin the film knowing it, but it is a different experience. So it kind of just depends what experience you prefer. And some people do prefer the, like, ooh, surprise. But the thing is, like, if you're so worried about spoilers that are going to ruin your movie, I personally feel you haven't written a good movie. Because post-spoiler, it's going to be different, but it's still going to be super high quality, and it's not going to really matter at the end of the day. Yeah. You're still going to have an amazing time watching. You're going to love the film.
Yeah, I guess I guess I would agree with that for most movies. The only ones I have problems with, I would say, is just like comic book movies and stuff like that because of the audience experience, because a lot of people show up for them. I mean, this is Spider-Man, the Spider-Man. This is the most popular superhero ever. This film,
Spider-Man: No Way Home, has been one of the few films that has really come up close to my that has really brushed up and pushed my my idea of spoilers. It's it's one of the few films, one of the few pieces of media that's like, man, I really want to experience this in the theater with everyone, but also it kind of doesn't matter. Like it's really the thing that's been kind of like testing my boundaries for my ideas on spoilers.
Okay.
But I still more or less, like in general, retain the same like idea where it's like if spoilers come out for Spider-Man, it's going to really suck, but it shouldn't ruin the film. If I go see it after being spoiled, it should still be a high quality film.
Yeah.
It should change something about it. The experience is going to be different, but it should still be
well, technically right now,
great.
I spoiled for you.
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like, Tobey Maguire's been leaked in a suit, right? So it's like, okay, cool. Now I'm gonna get to watch all my Spider-Man in the same movie. That's
now
gonna be awesome.
Like, oh my god, now I'm super excited for what they're gonna do with Tobey.
Exactly.
Now I'm super excited.
Like, we don't know what they're gonna do with him. But we know he might be in it. You know?
Yeah. There's still so many things you don't know, even if major plot points are spoilers for the first rebooted Star Wars thing. Han gets killed by Kylo Ren.
Kylo Ren kills Han Solo. There we go.
Yes.
Kylo Ren kills Han Solo. That was the spoiler I read.
Kylo Ren kills Han Solo.
Yeah.
But
I feel like that one was more of just like a shock factor.
Yeah, that one was just a shock factor one, and that's the thing. Like that brought down the quality of the film a little because the film itself wasn't that great. Like this
is a rehash of A New Hope.
It's a rehash of A New Hope. And it wasn't necessarily a great rehash of it either.
Yeah.
It was good. It was a good film. But one of the main things that brought it like to be a great level was that secret scene. But what that means that once you watched it, or once enough people know about it, in 10 years from now, it's gonna degrade the quality of the film so much. Like it's not gonna have any standing power.
You know why though? Because that's the only thing that basically happens in that movie.
Yeah, that's why.
If you think about it, this movie could have been a text scroll. It's like the rebels are in shambles. Rey is awakened. Kylo Ren kills him. Because that's the only thing that even moves the plot for anything of value in the movie.
The entirety of
the sequel trilogy.
Of the sequel trilogy. No, of that movie is basically the text scroll of the original movie. Star Wars.
Yeah, literally.
The text scroll in original Star Wars is literally basically just
Like the rebels are in shambles and this, and they're trying to fight against the oppressive empire, and there's one person and there's some hope and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And then Kylo Ren kills Han Solo or whatever.
Yeah. It's so dumb, but that like exaggerates emphasizes my point.
Yeah,
it's like once that spoiled like the movie's shit.
Yeah, because there's no point to the movie except for that scene, so that makes sense. And kind of touching back to what you said before, how you were like, when you see one scene outside of it, it's not contextualized, but then when you watch it in the movie, you get like an idea of it, right?
Yeah,
and that makes sense with like, I'm gonna say with memes, because you know that one meme where it's like, when the little kindergartners are like, it's a prequel meme where like when the kindergartners are getting all uppity, and it's like, Master Skywalker, what you going to do? Bzz, and you're like, I'm gonna kill kids, right? But like, I remember watching the entire movie and seeing that scene, and I was like, no, don't kill them. Like, this is dude, it was like basically their version of like Sandy Hook. Like that's how fucked
it's
up
like
it
the
is.
Sandy
Like,
Hook massacre is like, oh,
you're like,
fuck.
oh shit, like he killed kids.
Yeah.
Like I like, I understand people can be like, haha, I'm a meme because I want to kill the kids, haha. Like,
yeah.
But then when you watch it in
like,
the movie, the scene is so much more powerful, because you're like, Master Skywalker, what are we going to do? Bzz. And I was like, no, don't do it, please. Like, I know he's gonna do it, but I'm telling him no. Like, that's, I mean, I'm not gonna say like the prequels are the best movies, but they're definitely better than the sequels in my opinion. But like, that's what holds up the movie.
It's because
the journey.
The prequels had comedy. Like the prequels knew what they want. Or they didn't know what they wanted to be, but like they
George
celebrated
Lucas
being what they are. Basically,
they
was were happy,
like a parody of themselves, almost. Basically. Because you had like one silly character. I would say Yoda was. Dude, Yoda was kind of a silly character in the originals, because he was like doing his crazy shit, right? And then all of a sudden you have Jar Jar going, Misa doing this, like, just like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? He's like just casually stumbling along and rewriting the course of Star Wars history. Are you shitting me, George Lucas? And George Lucas is just going, oh baby.
Okay.
More CGI.
To be fair, it's because George Lucas no longer had the influence of his I always think
his wife and editor.
His wife and editor. Dude, you have no idea how much his then wife
fixed Star Wars.
Dude, every scene that you can think of that's great was fixed by her. Basically. Like, she's like one of the unsung heroes of the Star Wars fandom. Everything that you love about like the original trilogy was made that way because of her input.
Yeah, but not even that. It's just that no one says no to George Lucas. Imagine it's like you just had a bunch of success and you're like, I'm gonna say no to George Lucas. That doesn't sound like a good idea. And George is just like, get the fuck out.
Yeah, it's like
gone.
Yeah, no, but like, and in the prequels, his wife wasn't there. I think they'd already divorced by then or something.
Yeah. Let's fact check that, Jamie.
Fact check that. Fact check me. how do you call it? But basically, he didn't have the input of his wife anymore, and so all of the stuff, like the prequels, are basically what the original trilogy would have been.
Marsha Lucas divorced 1983, or divorce? I don't even know, honestly. Let me double check to see if she hadn't died or anything. No, she's still alive. Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, so they divorced.
1983. That makes sense.
Yeah, so they were divorced.
Continue.
So if it wasn't for her help, the original trilogy would have been like the prequels, basically, except
Yeah.
less CGI, obviously, because of course. But yeah, her input onto the story of Star Wars is basically what made Star Wars. It's just knowing what to cut and what not to cut.
Yeah,
Like,
that makes sense.
Like Yoda would have probably been closer to Jar Jar Binks if it wasn't for her. Like I 100% believe that.
He's like, I want him to be mystical and funny.
Yeah.
And he had a whole comedy routine. He did stand up for like 10 minutes in the middle of the film. And the mom's like, can we just, the wife is like, can we just reduce this to him giggling funnily?
Yeah.
And then it's like, fine. And he's like,
But no, I want to keep him like that. You're sleeping on the couch. Okay, fine.
You're sleeping on the fucking couch if Yoda goes out there, okay? Yoda doing 10 minutes of stand up, driest pussy you've ever seen, okay? Okay? None of that shit in the movie. Go. You can leave. I'll leave him giggling. But that's it.
That's it. No, but really, like his wife, just amazing,
Yeah.
amazing person.
Thank goodness, George Lucas'
I will
wife.
sing her praises
First
every
wife.
single day for what the work she did on Star Wars.
Thank you, Marsha Lucas.
Exactly.
Marsha Lucas. Marsha Lucas. Why is it the chants always get faster? You notice that?
Yeah.
Like in football stadiums and stuff, they'll be like Tom Brady, Tom Brady, Tom Brady, Tom Brady, until it's
Oh,
like
I guess this is the
unintelligible.
first one you're trying to start up the crowd,
I
and then once the
guess.
crowd joins in, y'all are just going as fast as you can.
I feel like they're all trying to catch up to each other because like they don't have any rhythm, you know? Because like in your mind you're like I was gonna say George Lucas. You're like Tom Brady, Tom Brady, Tom Brady, Tom
Really?
Brady. But then everyone else catching up going Tom Brady, Tom Brady, Tom Brady, Tom Brady. You know, like they're trying to catch up to each other, and that's
I
why
guess
that
so. I'm not a
happens.
music person.
I mean, barely me either. Honestly, I played trumpet for like 12 years.
Like
man.
my thoughts were were more like it feels natural to go really fast, like Tom Brady, Tom Brady, Tom Brady. Like that's what feels natural. But then when you're first starting the chant, you know, no one's
You're
there, so you're a
slowly,
little
so
nervous.
everyone builds up. Yeah,
You're like nervous, you know. You don't want to do it on your own. You don't want to be the one guy just like
That one
Tom
asshole
Brady,
yelling.
Tom Brady. Yeah, exactly.
Let's go, Brandon.
Yeah, and so you're trying to like get everyone else to join you. So you're like Tom Brady, Tom Brady, Tom, and then like
Brady, and
everyone's
then they all
like, you get
joins it.
confidence and just
I
Tom
guess
Brady,
so.
Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm like,
Why did we switch to Tom Brady? We had our own.
we had Marsha Lucas.
We had Marsha Lucas. I don't know.
I was using a football figure as an example.
He plays football.
Tom Brady, yeah, most famous, one of the most famous. Him, Peyton Manning, Eli Manning.
Dude, I don't know hockey.
But you do know Hawkeye, huh?
True.
And back to Hawkeye.
Back to Hawkeye, dude. Like, like,
Wilson
okay,
Fisk.
okay. No. So, who do you think Hawkeye's wife is? I want to know your theories. Who do you think Hawkeye's wife is?
Hawkeye's wife?
Yes.
Oh, like in the comics or something?
No. Like,
Or-
who do you think? Like, do you think there's gonna be a plot? Do you think she's just his wife, like just a normal human, like average person that he fell in love with?
I mean, yeah, but also I understand why she's trained in intelligence stuff, you know? So, like, he's going to be training her along because he's like, hey, it's my wife. I'm going to
Yeah.
share everything with her. I love her so
Yeah,
much. I want to
yeah.
protect her. And with this knowledge, she can protect herself and the kids. So that's why he's able to do, like, code words and, like, stuff like that because he knows someone could be listening. Something could be happening. You know? You
Yeah,
never know.
yeah.
So it's like he goes, like, oh, push F12. Okay. Anyone listening to it? What the fuck is that? I don't know what that is. They don't know. But because when they're together, they talk so much about it, most
Yeah.
likely. And I mean, they've been married for who knows how long. So of course, the intelligent stuff they're gonna do is gonna be like a whole routine, and that's why they're able to so flawlessly go call F12, okay, boom, and then do the routine or whatever it is.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Getting information, whatever it is.
Well, yeah, because like I was wondering, like, how did she know how to get hidden information? Because she basically did spy shit,
Technically,
finding out like the tracksuit mafia and all that other stuff.
Aren't-
So I'm like, and she knew about the kingpin, and she found out about the kingpin. So it's kind of like.
Well, technically, she didn't find out the kingpin. Remember, he. Well, I don't know if it was alluded to that.
Like she was saying like, oh, do you think the big when he said, oh, the big guy's gonna get involved, she's like, oh, like, you know, she was basically like a part of the whole information thing.
Well-
I guess that one could have been because he's talking about it with her, but she
Yeah.
was doing other spy shit and like with that together, it's kind of like clicking gears in my head.
I think they still have connections to Shield. That's why.
Like that's
'Cause,
like.
I mean, he's still an Avenger. Like, he's
Yeah,
not
but
not
would
an
she
Avenger.
have connections to Shield?
As his wife, most
As his
likely.
wife?
She has to have security clearance to
Like
be Hawkeye's
Pepper
wife.
wouldn't.
She had
Shield
access.
clearance?
No, she had access to like Jarvis and all that. Or
Oh
like
yeah,
whatever,
Jarvis.
which can then
Tony's
hack
whole
into
thing.
the
Yeah,
Shield
but like,
clearance.
like she did like.
But
You're
also-
gonna say that like Hawkeye's wife has access to a Jarvis like AI that can hack into Shield?
To be fair, she probably knew about that stuff for a lot longer, and Pepper's
Yeah.
only known about it for like a little bit. And she was technically only really his secretary up until like Iron Man 3.
3? No, I thought they started dating in 2.
Like on and off, but they weren't even like anything official super like
because they didn't get married until like Infinity War, huh?
And they've been married since like technically they weren't even married then because they had already been engaged. He's like, let's go show off this rock. I'm gonna invite everyone. And he's like, congratulations on the wedding. He's like, you passed out invitations. That's the very beginning of Infinity War.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
presumably they got married after Thanos. So they've only been married for maximum 5 or 6 years. I don't know why I said it like that. Thanos.
No, you know what that reminds me of? That fucking lady that ran that like blood testing scam, Theranos.
No.
Theranos.
I don't know. They're like, I could. What was the scam on there?
Okay, so dude, it's like such a big ticket scam. Like it's still going through litigation.
Oh no.
Like that's how bad it is. So basically, she was saying she was trying to pretend to be the next Steve Jobs.
Elizabeth Holmes.
Yeah,
that
her.
one.
Yeah,
We'll
her.
get on that just after Hawkeye then.
Hawkeye,
We'll stay on
yes.
Hawkeye for. Okay, I have it pulled up though. Okay.
Well, no, I was just gonna say like the way you said Thanos. It was like they were
Theranos.
trying to be like the new Theranos.
Okay.
Thanos for all your butt plug Emporium needs.
Yeah, there's a picture of a Thanos fleshlight. It was awful. I mean, it's not real, obviously. They just Photoshop and just do that kind of stuff. But point
You don't know
is,
that?
Edward, what is that? You guys can't see it, but he's got it right there. But
I'm wearing it right now.
but basically, they've only been married for about 5 years,
Yeah.
right? Officially,
Yeah.
and even then, she's known about
She
him being Iron
he
Man.
died.
I mean, well, yeah, 5 years.
Died
he did.
after 5 years of marriage.
He did. That means that women, you better get him early and make sure he doesn't marry you, because if he does, 5 years, he dead. Got him.
Oh my god, it's still such like a weird like writing. I mean, I understand why it had to happen.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like
It's fucked up.
you give him 5 years of marriage, just happy marriage life, and then he died.
Honest. I mean, he was
You got
happy,
5 happy years, and that's it.
but he wasn't really happy. Because remember, they were like, hey, if you're happy, just stay like that. He's like, okay, then I will. And then he goes and he sees Spider-Man. And he's like, my boy. So he
boy.
wasn't really happy. We know he wasn't really happy because of that whole him being still a little bit depressed and still being hesitant. And of course, having a picture of Spider-Man
Yeah.
right there. Of course, he's going to remember. He didn't put away all the pictures and go, oh, I'm going to forget about this. I'll be happy. No. He knows that was like his biggest failure, basically.
Yeah.
Being unable to stop Thanos after all the years of like, we got to
Everything.
prepare for him. We got to do this. We got to do that. Like,
Everything.
do you think he could have stopped them with Veronica?
With Veronica,
Remember Veronica took down with the Hulkbuster suit and everything? Do you think? Because remember,
a Nanite's version of the Hulkbuster suit.
and with like the backup and stuff. Because remember, he was
Well,
able.
the Hulkbuster suit was on the battlefield against Thanos
no,
in
it was
Wakanda.
against. It was against.
No, but it was
Black
on the
Dwarf or
battlefield.
But remember, I was gonna say it grabs him. Remember when they like ambush him when he's in his little farm? They grab him and stuff. So it's like it's enough to like hold him back or something. But
Yeah.
also he's not at full power there.
He's
Because
also weakened.
Yeah, he's damaged. He's damaged.
damaged
goods,
from the
destroying
rocks.
the stones.
So not only was he weakened from like destroying the stones, but he didn't have the stones either.
Yeah.
And in Wakanda, when he first shows up, he has a couple of the stones.
Yeah.
And he's at full power.
Yeah.
You know.
Basically, but I'm like, do you think you could have taken him down with enough equipment? Like if the fight was on Earth, I think so. Honestly, I mean, I know he had the Power Stone or whatever, but imagine he's able to like put his hand into that thing for a little bit and then lock it down even more and lock him down because they had him locked down for quite a while.
Yeah.
With Strange and all them, you know.
Yeah.
I
Well,
think
I
he
think
could have won.
that's the point. That's the point that they might have been able to win
But
if they
no
were all
matter-
together.
yeah,
but they already
weren't.
had Civil War.
Yeah, they weren't
So they
together.
that was the whole point. I think that like they might have been able to. Like there was a chance, but without them being together, there was no chance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Like there was
okay,
no
I-
way for them to win.
That's the whole point of the movie.
Yeah, that's the whole point
Yeah,
of the movie.
that makes
That's
sense.
like had they been together, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Like there was a chance that they could have won. They could have protected Earth. You know, like
Yeah.
that. But because they had infighting, they couldn't.
They couldn't. Yeah.
It was
'cause they weren't-
basically it was like the difference between okay, there's a chance There's like a 50-50 chance that
Yeah.
you could stop Thanos. But y'all decided to fight. So
Y'all decided to fuck off.
Y'all decided to fuck off. So you made it 100% chance that you can't.
Yeah,
you
basically.
failed completely.
Yeah. And then that makes sense. Then
Yeah.
Endgame, they all come together again and then do the whole
And then
shtick.
do the whole thing. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like I was saying with Hawkeye, he's been married to her for more than
Like decades.
10, 15
Yeah.
years. I would say maybe a maximum of 20 years because the kids are like 16, 17, right? So you would assume like they get married in a couple of years, whatever, right?
yeah.
So he's been training her since then, if you think about it that way,
Yeah.
right? And he's been telling her, okay, like covert missions, this and that. So she knows the life.
Mm-hmm.
She knows how to deal with it. It's not like Pepper just kind of mindlessly like, you didn't bring me strawberries. Strawberries, I'm so allergic to them. Why'd you bring them to me? Like,
Yeah,
it wasn't just like that. And
I'm like
he'd
the
been
character
covert
of Pepper
much
has
longer.
been so influenced by Gwyneth Paltrow's like outside activities that like
She doesn't
I
even
can't
know what's
take her
going on.
seriously.
She doesn't even know what's going on in the
No.
fucking Marvel universe. Like
No.
she knows nothing. She's just like, I was in that movie when, like, legit, she forgot.
Oh
Trying to
my
find it.
god. Like legit, what are some good movies with her in it?
She forgot she was in Spider-Man. That's hilarious. On
John
John
Paltrow was in Spider-Man?
Homecoming, remember? When she's like, we had the suit for him. He's like, I know we had the suit. We had the announcement, so now we got to can it. Remember? When he's like, that was a test, but it wasn't actually a test. So he goes, Paltrow appeared as a guest on the first episode of the cooking show, hosted by Chef Roy Choi and her Iron Man director / co-actor Jon Favreau. So Paltrow casually reveals while making pepper pot stew that she apparently blocked out her Spider-Man Homecoming scene. Granted, she only appears in a small scene towards the end, and they don't always loop them in about what they're filming.
Yeah.
But it's funny because she was billed above Marissa Tomei and Zendaya, who played the main roles.
Yeah.
And she's like, Favreau looks pretty stunned as he attempts to remind her that they shot for Homecoming together because it's also where the idea of the chef show came about.
Yeah.
Paltrow just can't recollect and confidently insists she was in the movie. She was, in fact, in Avengers. He chimes in and says, Homecoming, and she's like, no idea.
What?
No.
Oh my god. It's all those crack rocks that she's like
I
peddling.
was in Avengers. He's like, no, you're in Spider-Man also. And she's like, what? That's hilarious. That was Spider-Man. That was
Dude.
Spider-Man? This
Dude,
bitch.
Gwyneth Paltrow is such a piece of shit.
Grifter. She's a grifter.
Grifter. Such a fucking
She's
grifter.
the...
I swear, dude. Like, I hate this. That, like, if you have no morals, it's so easy to become super wealthy.
Legit?
Like, there's, like, infinite money in being unethical.
Pretty sure.
Like, there's an infinite amount of money in being unethical.
I'm pretty sure she was already wealthy before that, too.
Well,
I mean,
yes. I mean, you can't really, like, she's an actor. Like a high top billing actor. It's really difficult to become that without already having some sort of wealth originally.
Oh, I was
like
going to say... I'm
upper
gonna see
middle
where
class
her-
family at least.
Oh, she was born in 1972 to actress and film producer director.
Yeah.
To an actress, and of course.
Yeah, of course.
So they're going to be rich already, and then
Yeah.
she can make them even more rich by just grifting and stuff like
Yeah.
that. That makes sense.
Like, but what I mean is like basically like even if you're poor, the easiest way for you to get out of poverty is to grift other poor people. Like it's unironically and unequivocally the time-tested, proven method of getting wealthy. Like selling people wealth is what actually makes you wealthy. Like as a poor person.
Yeah, like if you get rich quick, follow my 5 steps. Step 1, do this. Step 3, and then step 5, sell your own get rich quick scheme. It's like a fucking pyramid scheme.
Literally.
Capitalism.
Just it's baked into the system where it's like,
If you can scam people, you should.
Yeah.
Because that's how you make quick money.
honestly, I don't know why I'm giving advice to horrible people, but like if
Honestly?
you have no ethics, fucking scam people.
I mean,
what are they?
to be honest-
the world isn't going to do anything to you. They're going to celebrate you because you have money. Like this is
Yeah.
like weird thing where it's like if you have money, you're basically a saint in this world. Like you can do no wrong if you have money. You will have people lining up to suck your dick in front of like thousands of people who are like telling them that you like murdered children.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, "Oh no, don't worry about it." You know,
Yeah, do whatever
It's-
you want, people.
Oh my
like,
god, dude.
technically, like if you had no morals, then you'd just be, or no ethics. Technically, you'd just be a drug dealer then, and then You
No, why would you be a drug dealer? That's so much risk.
No. You be a drug dealer, get a bunch of money, right? If you get risk, you sell out whoever else you have to then get that money to then become even more rich and like.
No, yeah, but then you're involved in all this. That's so much risk. It's so much easier to just because like the thing is like you become a drug dealer because you don't have other options. You have no morals, or you have little morals,
or you want to make $5,000 on meth in one day.
Yeah, but also the second part of that is because you have no other options, and also because you're smart, but you're not smart.
Yeah,
you can manage a business.
Yeah.
Because you're a drug dealer, but you're not like really intelligent and really thinking about it for like 3 seconds.
Yeah,
because you have the lack of morals to become a drug dealer. Fucking start a pyramid scheme, or fucking start not a pyramid scheme. Sorry.
Multi-level marketing.
Marketing. You start a multi-level marketing racket. You start selling knives or cutlery or whatever other bullshit.
Yeah.
And you just go off and you start another one. Join like Amway or some shit for like 4 or 5 days just to get
all the other people you need to get in there. Yeah.
And like to build a couple connections, and then just go start your own. That's literally all you got to do, and you become like a millionaire overnight, basically.
The boys start a pyramid scheme.
Like, oh my god, dude!
It's like crazy.
NFTs, crypto, pumping up schemes, so unregulated. It's like the 1960s all over again with like the stock markets and shit.
NFTs are a scam. Shit coins are scams. All these people going, don't screenshot my NFTs. You know how much it costs? I'm like, fuck, shut the fuck up, dumbass.
Yeah, shut the fuck up.
Screenshot.
Dude, just pay Soldier Boy like $8,000 to show your stupid fucking coin, and you can make millions. Like, oh my god.
Soldier Boy, is there nothing he won't do? Who gives a shit?
Who gives a shit?
Holy
no
moly.
one cares.
Yeah.
It's like, you don't even need to be the one with the fame. You literally just need to own the rights to the shit coin.
And you can pay someone else that is famous.
Yes.
Like, dude, I saw this Snoop Dogg was doing like an ad for some like shitty mobile game, and I'm like, and he was obviously reading a script off of Fiverr or not Fiverr, Cameo, and he even had a little Cameo watermark. He was like, hey, what's up, guys? This is like the best game ever. It's like crazy, and you gotta just do this and you gotta just do that, and just click download. All right, cool, guys. And I'm like you shouldn't be doing those ads.
Yeah.
With that much influence, why the fuck are you making? Or you like, you see as a Cameo, don't you have like a business manager that goes, hey, this is a Cameo, people will see this isn't just for one person? Like, what are you doing?
And not just that, but they're kind of are taking advantage of like Snoop Dogg in that sense.
Yeah.
Because like that's like a proper job that should be gone through like his business manager or whatever the fuck.
But instead you just pay someone.
Pay someone like $300 or whatever he's on for Cameo.
It's like I want this podcast to be sponsored by White Claw Gabe, and then you search him up and he's like, fuck yeah, Brook to Friday, fuck yeah, what are we doing Friday, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. We're doing that now.
Yeah, let's do it. No, but like for reals, like, dude, it's just so sad. Like, as someone who deeply loves money, it's so sad that like at any moment you can just decide to lose your morals and make a bunch of money. It's like, it's so sad.
It's like, just do whatever you want then.
It's like
dude, working retail, I can get all the scalper stuff before scalpers can get them.
Yeah.
So why shouldn't I just become a scalper, right? Why shouldn't I just be a piece of shit? It's like, because I don't want to be a piece of shit.
Yeah,
like,
it's the exact same. It's like, why shouldn't I be a piece of shit? Because you don't want to be a piece of shit.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
dude,
I have to fucking hide consoles from grown ass men trying to sell shit, like the same 5 people I see every day, and then a little kid will come by and be like, do you guys have any switches? And I'm like, I'm sorry, sir, that fat neckbeard has them for resale for $600. Nothing you can do, little kid. Like, that's why I always save him for
12
the good
grand.
ones. Yeah, I always save him for the good. Like, I see a kid come in being like, oh, do you guys have any more switches? It's like my birthday or something. I'm like, let me double check. And then boom, I found he gets all excited. And the mom's like, oh my god, thank you, we've been looking for one for like forever. And I'm like, that's someone I should sell them to.
Yeah,
not these fucking resellers.
Dude,
like,
dude. Like, and not to mention that sometimes
will
those
be
kids have to
shot
get it on
outside.
their own.
Yeah,
Like,
not even
I
that.
remember like when I was young, like obviously
they're in school all
we didn't
day,
have
they
as
don't
much
have time.
money, so
Yeah.
I literally sold how do you call it? Sesame, not sesame seeds. What are they called? The sunflower seeds at school.
I sold candy at school.
I sold candy, sunflower seeds, like the gummy worm Kool-Aid
Like,
packets that you make with like the fountain. I sold so many of that, enough just to get an iPod. That was like, I don't know, at the time it was like $300.
$300, yeah, $299.
Yeah. Like, cause like my parents would never spend that much money on something for me.
On me?
Ever.
Not a big-
On me? No. At best, shoes.
Had to buy my own laptop with that money, which I did.
Yeah,
because
I did.
sell
I
it.
bought the iPod. Yeah.
Yeah, but I feel like
I was still short, and I had to borrow it, and I had to pay it back.
that's hilarious.
Yeah.
Same though. Honestly,
Yeah.
like my parents were like, "Okay, we'll buy it right now. You can pay us back when you're selling stuff." And I was like, "Perfect," because like it was like a good deal that I found, all this kind of stuff. I got scammed though because the guy sold me like the insurance, and the insurance was like $200 for like 3 or 4 years or whatever. I mean, I ended up using the insurance, but it was still like I could have just taken care of my laptop. But
Yeah.
I was like, "Hey, insurance, I can do whatever I want." It's like, no. Having insurance is not a reason to fuck up your own stuff.
Yeah,
which I
no.
learned the hard way.
The hard
when
way.
I remember it was like literally outside right here. I tapped the screen and it just went, and I was like, I can do whatever I
bah.
want. And then I was like, and then you were cracking up because you're like, now you gotta go and get it repaired. I'm like,
Yeah.
I gotta go get it repaired. So I don't know. Insurance is a scam, honestly,
Yeah,
too.
insurance.
That's a whole nother scam, dude.
Okay, like the thing
Don't get
about
me
insurance,
started.
modern day insurance here in America is a scam.
They refuse to pay it out.
The
So many
basic
loopholes.
concept of insurance is not a scam.
Yeah.
It's called living in a community.
Yeah, like you think
But-
about it. I want a little welfare net in case something bad,
Yeah.
God forbid, something happens. I can be taken care of.
Nationalize insurance. That's what's gotta happen.
Hopefully, and then
That's what nationalized healthcare is. Literally. That's like the concept of insurance to me personally, as it works currently, is so fucking stupid.
It is.
Because the service that insurance provides that you pay for is literally what your taxes are supposed to do.
Yeah.
That is the purpose of like the basic concept of tax collecting and redistribution of them is what insurance is.
Yeah.
That's literally the basis of society, insurance. It's
medicine is publicly funded with our fucking taxes, the research and everything, and then we have to pay a fucking premium. Excuse
so
me.
fucking
Where did
stupid.
my tax dollars go? You fucking cunts! Like,
Yeah.
I don't even care if my taxes go up if I get free healthcare.
yeah.
That's what they do in Canada, and they're not like, oh, we're all gonna die because we're paying so much taxes. No. You go, you break your leg, you get it fixed. Boom, you don't have crippling debt for the rest of your life.
Yes,
Like,
like-
I gotta pay a little bit more in taxes. Well, you gotta pay $3,000 for a broken pinky. Fuck you.
It's like no one. It's like no one's ever, I don't know, worked on a group project together before.
Legit?
Or like
Of course not. These fucking boomers are going, I pulled myself up by my bootstraps after I came home from the GI Bill and was able to buy my own home for $70,000, and it's now worth $2.3 million, and college only costs $750 a semester.
so fucking stupid, dude. So fucking stupid.
I know. Dude.
I hate it so much.
Dude. I know. It's a fucking racket.
Sometimes I do. I've said this before on the podcast. Sometimes I really wish that I
Could just live in a van.
that I was a shitty person. Well, yeah, that too. But
That
I really wish.
Why
I
can't I
could
be? Why can't I be more of a piece of shit?
Yeah, like why can't I be more of a piece of shit? It's
You know,
like
I'll get that slick back hair, some sloppy steaks at
Mullet.
Trefani's, like, you know.
exactly.
God.
Like, God damn it. Why couldn't I be an asshole?
Why couldn't I have been born a bigger piece of shit?
Yeah, why
you
couldn't
know?
I be a fucking piece
Yeah,
of
I'm
shit?
almost there, but I'm still not
yeah,
quite.
it's like I'm a piece of shit, but I need to be this level of piece of
Yeah.
shit just so I can run an MLM and just be wealthy.
Yeah, no, it's like this is where I'm at right now. If you lift your foot up, that's where I gotta be.
Yeah, I gotta go lower. I gotta
Yeah.
go lower.
Like, I gotta go as low as this cunt Nancy Pelosi. She said federal lawmakers should be able to trade stock in office. It's a free market. You stupid bitch. You're not. Do you know why you shouldn't be able to hold office and be a federal lawmaker? Because it's a free market that you control with your laws.
It's no longer
you
a free market.
tone-deaf cunt.
It's
Yeah.
no longer a free market.
How is it a free market if you go, Visa gave me a kickback and now I deregulated them a little bit more and now I make more money on their fucking stocks
Yeah.
because the value went up because of legislation that I directly passed. You
Yeah.
stupid fucking
Cunt.
bitch. Like,
What a fucking cunt, dude.
I don't care. Democrat, Republican, if you're agreeing with this cunt, you're
You're a
an
shitty person.
imbecile.
Yeah.
You are a
you're,
piece of
you're,
shit.
You're either dumb or actively a piece of shit.
Yeah.
You're the type of piece
Yeah.
of shit that I wish I could be.
Exactly.
I wish I had as little morals as you do.
I strive to one day be as big of a piece of shit as Nancy Pelosi.
Yeah, honestly, like it's sociopathic behavior at a certain point. There's a certain point where it's like there's little difference between passing these sorts of like deregulation type of things and just like actively murdering children.
Legit?
Like the only difference between the two is that one person has political power and doesn't have to like if this was a dictatorship, I 100% believe that Nancy Pelosi would be filleting some children. Like if this was North Korea, I have no doubt that
just be eating all the food.
That she'd just be like, you little piece of shit, you want some rice grains? How you feeling? How about some sloppy steaks, bitch?
Exactly. Despite bipartisan support, which means both sides of the aisle fucking agree.
Yeah.
Despite bipartisan support for prohibiting members of Congress from buying and holding individual stocks in office, the House Speaker Nancy Pelosi said Wednesday, lawmakers should be allowed to make trades while serving. No, you fucking idiot. Like, you shouldn't be able to because you're a lawmaker. You make the laws that then influence.
Yeah.
And you have insider information. That's the other thing. That's literally insider trading.
It's insider
'Cause
trading.
The corporations will go, yeah, so we're not looking so good and we might have to bust. So can we get a bailout?
Yeah.
It's in talks for a few months. Boom, a bailout happens. And meanwhile, what you didn't see was when the stocks were crashing, everyone was getting they were buying up all the stocks at just pennies on the dollar. That's why you lost your fucking house in 2008.
Yeah.
Because you're a piece of shit. That's why.
Yeah, 'cause fuck you, that's why.
It wasn't because you weren't able to pull yourself through your bootstraps. It's just because you suck.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, people.
Sorry, it's because you couldn't insider trade. That's why.
Exactly.
You weren't as much of a piece of shit as the people who were owning your debts. That's why.
Exactly. If someone owns
You were
your
a
debts,
better
they own you.
person.
Yeah.
You were a better person. That's the only reason.
Congratulations for being a good person. Sorry you lost your house.
Yeah.
Next up on Operación Ripo.
And the 2008 shit's happening again with cars, with used cars.
Oh, 100%. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's so crazy. It's so fucking crazy.
So many
the same
bubbles.
things, dude. It is like, especially here in America, it is kind of like a self-selection bias, though. Like, you're probably not going to be successful in office. Like, the only way to really be successful in office is by compromising your morals. Like,
Literally.
like the only way you can, like my biggest thing, the biggest thing that like I can reference is the idea that the person that passed the Women's Suffrage Act didn't actually pass it, because the president that passed it was historically anti women liberation, literally. And what had happened was he became incapacitated, and it's theorized that his wife started making most of the executive decisions while he was in office.
That's hilarious.
And so his wife passed this women's suffrage, but obviously that's a compromise of morals. She didn't get any elected power. She wasn't the one, doing anything. But obviously she had to compromise her morals to bring about something that I personally think we can all agree is a universally, unequivocally good thing.
Yeah, like
giving women the rights that they deserve as members of
treating
society.
them like a person, like a human being, instead of just, you are an object. You are to be traded for cows for people.
Yeah.
FYI, that's still happening in India today.
Yep. And in a lot
Which
of
is fucked
countries,
up.
it's still happening.
Most Middle Eastern places.
Even here in America, like, you think it doesn't happen, but it really does.
It's not a cow. It's just like, well, if you marry her, then we'll have a good business, and then, and then I can write off on bankruptcies or whatever.
Marriage for political power didn't change. It just shifted positions.
Yeah.
It's just like,
and kind of
like systemic racism, rather than just outright oppressing someone or outright marrying them off, they just put them in situations where
they can't succeed,
where the most likely outcome is the outcome that they want.
Yeah.
So like in systemic racism right here, like you have right now, it's not that they are also physically oppressing them because of the police and everything, but besides that, it's like they're setting up a situation where they're not going to succeed, where they stay inside of a system where that, like, they're like, rather than directly doing something, they're like creating these situations where it's like, no, don't worry, racism's over. Just jump through these billions of hoops.
Black person with a credit score, lower credit score than a white person on average.
Yeah.
Black person trying to sell their house. Dude, this guy was getting sued because it was a black homeowner. They sent a white guy as the homeowner, and they appraised the house for $500,000 more. $500,000 more just because you're white.
Yeah.
Just because you're white. Cool.
You're white.
Like, they say, oh, racism is gone. No, it's not gone. It's burned into the system.
Yeah, it's burned into the system.
And you need to flush out this. I don't know what you're gonna do, but it's like you said. How are you gonna succeed in politics and stuff if you're not part of that? The only person we've seen, well, not only, there's a couple other ones too, but AOC, the only reason she's even able to do this is because of, I don't want to sound like a right-wing guy, but because of the woke movement. But the woke movement isn't even a woke movement. It's treat us like people movement.
Yeah.
And because she's able to get all that support from people who are like, hey, you know what? I think they should be treated like people. And you have all these people going, no, they're not people. They're not people. AOC is a commie. And it's like, they have no idea
exactly.
what
They have no idea it's just like anything that they don't like is communist.
Yeah. And it's funny
Sesame
too.
Street, communist.
Sesame
Big
Street,
Bird, communist.
Medicine, communism. Like AOC, she's able to sort of do stuff, but it's not like she's
also
getting,
the least active member in Congress.
I was gonna say
That's
she's
the
not getting
thing.
rich. She's not getting like a bunch of kickbacks. Obviously, she's getting free things because of where
even
she
passing
is.
laws, even passing laws and doing like the actual job of politicians. She's the least active, which is one of the least. Like here's the thing. This is what I was getting at. Like, if you're not compromising your morals in office, if you're not doing all this sorts of stuff, you're probably not going to get a lot done, like passing laws and like making things better, because that's just not how politics is played, especially not here in America. If you want to get something done, you have to compromise your morals. That's why I always reference that theory, which is basically, come on, he couldn't really make informed decisions himself. And all
His
of a
wife had
sudden
to
he
do
made
it.
a 180. Like, come on.
Yeah.
I don't believe in many conspiracy theories, but
that's what
that
I
one
believe
is
in.
like, come on.
Yeah,
It's like,
it makes sense.
if you want to get good shit done, you have to be at least a little bit willing to compromise on your morals. Like, let's say you're like, beating children is bad.
Well, think of before you get to beating the children.
Out of context, Edward 2021.
Wait, I have a counterpoint.
I have a counterpoint.
No.
Don't beat children.
No. I was gonna say that, like, technically, it's not even who defines morals. Was she morally incorrect for
That's the thing.
on a technicality?
On a
'Cause
technicality.
legally, it shouldn't have happened.
Yes.
But maybe it did happen. But morally, it's good because they're treated as people.
It's a net good
Yeah.
overall. But
Yeah.
you still have to admit that, like, taking power when you didn't kind of like earn it by the rules, which is
That's
it's a
what
whole
everyone's
separate
been
thing.
doing.
That's why
People
though.
doing that for millions
That's
of
why.
years.
But that's what I mean. Like, if you're trying to play by the rules, if you're trying to be a good person, generally you wouldn't do that. So it is a compromise of morals to like actively.
You're like, I'm gonna break the rules so I can make some rules.
Yeah.
Which you don't want happening. I understand that because it sets a bad precedent.
Yeah, it sets a bad precedent. Yeah.
Precedent.
Precedent.
Yeah. It sets a bad precedent because you're like, oh, if she can break the rules, does that mean if someone goes into a coma, their wife can break the rules and do something else?
Yeah.
Like,
what if
no.
what if someone with a racist wife goes into office and they're like, oh, executive order, make things harder for black people.
Exactly. or
Like,
something else,
we appreciated this kind of rule breaking because the end result was
Net positive.
a net positive. But then it's like, well,
slippery
what if
slope.
it wasn't? What if it wasn't a net positive? What if instead of like advocating for women's suffrage, she decided like, hey, let's institutionalize slavery again. Yeah. It's
slavery too, electric
Slavery
boogaloo.
2.0. Yeah, exactly. It's like, obviously that's a bit of an extreme example that probably wouldn't pass.
No.
Even the women's suffrage with that sort of manipulation struggled a lot to get off the ground, but. At the end of the day, it is kind of like a compromise of morals. It's like you're trying to create a fair system, but you had to circumvent the fair system to get something good done, and it's that's kind of just how you have to play politics if you want something good to happen. That's why I feel that's the reason why I think AOC is like one of the least productive members in Congress, because she's less willing to compromise her morals in order to get good stuff done.
Yeah.
And if you want to get good stuff done, you kind of have to compromise your morals.
Yeah.
You can't really be a good person and succeed.
Yeah.
At least not in this type of place that we live in.
Yeah, and it's crazy too because people will try and like say, oh, AOC went to a gala, blah, 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 and a ticket is worth like this much. It's like, well, first of all, they donated a ticket to her, so she got in for free. She didn't have to pay anything. And on top of that, like she was wearing like a designer dress or whatever, and the designer of the dress was embezzling money, and it's like, well, once again, the dress is gifted to her, and it's not like she's doing a background check
On every single
on the
person.
day that on the day that she has bigger things to worry about, right? So it's like, okay, she gets it, and then later on the news comes out. It's not like the news came out and then she did it anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. So obviously it's like there's people trying to be like, oh yeah, it's all her fault and she's enabling people. It's like, no. She accepted a gift from someone. Yes, mistakes happen, but that's not a mistake like, oh, I'm gonna pay off a porn star and then deny it for forever.
It's not like she's purposefully doing all this shitty stuff.
It's not with malicious intent.
Yeah, it's happenstance that ends up happening. And that's basically why I think AOC is one of the least productive members in Congress, because she's actually a good person, more or less. And so she's less willing to compromise her morals, and so she doesn't get as much done, which kind of sucks. But it's also like, I mean,
you want to set an example for other people
Yeah.
and go, hey, see what's wrong with the system? I'm trying to play by the
Yeah.
rules here, and these fuckers are not playing
yeah.
by the rules
But
here.
while
This-
you're doing that,
Yeah.
stuff is getting worse.
exactly.
Stuff is getting worse, and it's like you're stuck in. It's a catch-22 situation.
Yeah.
It's like, are you willing to compromise your morals to prevent the situation from getting worse,
Or will you let it keep getting worse?
Yeah.
Even though you're in a position of power to change something.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Either way, things keep getting worse, but Broke Till Friday stays
Broke
the
till
same.
Friday. Yeah. Here we are, starting off with Hawkeye.
Eat the rich.
We're broke till Friday. Goodbye, my friends. We'll see you next week. Now I'ma go and beat my meat. And we're broke till Friday. Bye, my friends. We'll see you next week. And now I'ma go and beat my meat. And we're broke till Friday.
Edward didn't take off. Edward didn't take off his retainers.
Nope.
It's not unusual for Edward to forget to take off his retainers.
It's not unusual
You guys singing
to
to
be a bitch.